Welcome back. Like we've been saying, there are so many stocks to discuss, lots and lots of earnings. But before we get to all the earnings reactions, there's one more stock that's in news today, and that's Zomato. Very, very soon, Zomato would be undergoing perhaps a name change. Eternal is the new brand identity that the company is going with. Now, this is at the corporate entity level. And within that, they will have 4 different lines of business. Zomato, which is food delivery, Blinkit, which is quick commerce, and then there is Hyperpure, and District, which is their outgoing or going out business. So 4 different businesses, Eternal, and they have applied now for shareholder approval. Board has approved it. If shareholders approve it, there is a name change. The stock you see on your screen will no longer be called Zomato. It will be called Eternal. Let's go across with that
Surabhi,
too.
when I first heard it, I thought, is it Eternal?
Like eat. Eternal.
That would fit with food delivery and, but it's Eternal.
It's Eternal, yeah. I think, apparently they've been, doing this in-house for a while now. Just now they're taking it out public and complete
My
brand
only thing is,
identity change.
so much money spent on building up Zomato as a brand.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we'll get the opportunity to put some of these questions because it's an important one, right? I mean, it's a consumer brand.
It's probably the way some of the global giants have been going. Mangalam pointed out,
Meta.
for instance, Meta. So, I mean, the corporate entity has a different identity, and within that, it's different lines of businesses.
Soon you could have a stock in the Nifty named Eternal.
Eternal. Wow, exactly. That's a thought, right? Okay, let's quickly go to Hemang. Now, whether it'll be an eternal wealth creator or not is the question. Hemang, morning. We are quite fired up in Friday mood, as you can figure out. Your thoughts on what will soon be called Eternal?
Morning, Surabhi. I think the name sounds quite positive. In fact, when you grows in a big way, there is always a challenge for the teams to come up with something that will create new excitement. And we saw that in case of many companies. I think Twitter, when the logo was changed to X, I personally didn't like it, but that's how the companies operate. So this looks quite interesting. I think what market would want to say is that apart from the name change and the branding that goes behind it, are we really going to see any surprises in terms of growth? I think between Zomato and Swiggy, the numbers that Zomato delivered on the quick commerce were better. But I think the fact of the matter is that these companies will have to go through a bit of a margin compression cycle given the investment in dark stores. So as a theme, as a company, we do like Zomato. We think that a large part of the pain is behind us. And from a 6 to 12 months perspective, the stock can deliver decent amount of it.
All right. Zomato Springs Eternal. I like it. The title of the graphic. A trend is the other one I want to talk about, Hemang. I think it sold off sharply. Numbers and we'll have brokerage notes, etc. on it with Mangalam a little later. But what did you make of it, and what are the stock from here?
So, Prashant, the deep cut we have seen, and the numbers were not that bad. Actually, a slight miss, maybe 2-3% miss in terms of revenue. Overall, growth outlook also continues to look quite good given the new store opening, etc. So I think we have gone through a cycle where some of these fancied stocks, Dixon and Zomato and Trend and Polycab, they have gone through a bit of a compression in the P multiple for some reasons. But at the end of the day, the market would want to really go back to them once you see a little bit of stability and money coming back into the market. So I do like Trend. I do like the fact that it has corrected 30%. It might do a little bit of volatility here and there, but I don't see a significant downtick from here on.
Okay, all right. Hi, Hemang. Good morning. Good to see you. Hemang, what about the big boy ITC? Went a little bit weakish into its numbers. The numbers don't look too bad. And also, I wanted your view on ITC Hotels, if at all, because that one has seen big volumes. And post that corporate action, it seems bulk of that selling that was there seems to be getting absorbed. Your take?
Yeah, so Nigel, ITC, the cigarette volume growth 6% looks quite good. I think the FMCG business and the margin contraction was a bit of a negative. But overall, I think ITC at current levels and valuations is looking quite attractive to us. So definitely a positive view there. ITC Hotels, I think the sell-off was typically when you see the demerger and the new entity getting listed, some companies who are holding this stock, they have to necessarily exit. So I think the selling pressure was on account of that, but overall outlook on ITC hotels at current valuations is quite positive. So positive view on both ITC and ITC.
Hey, got it. Hemang, since we're discussing all the earnings, let me round up with Bharti Airtel as well. It's been a solid quarter, right? I mean, 5.1% increase in ARPU. That's saying quite a lot. So those tariff hikes have managed to really boost things. What are your thoughts on the stock?
I think, if you see this entire earnings season, if you were to name a few companies that surprised you and that delivered good growth and outlook both, Bharti would surely be on top of that list. And we do like the fact that correlation between the ARPU increase and the EBITDA for Bharti is way better than Jio. So definitely a positive view. I do think that this will be one of the companies in 2025 that would stood out and would give much better return than the indices.
Okay, I got that, Hemang. We just had the management of REC with us. And they're seeming pretty positive, at least in terms of what they think of fourth quarter and maybe just ahead into FY26 as well. Any thoughts? Stocks come off quite a bit.
RTC, I don't track it, Prashant, so not looked at the number in detail, so don't have a view over there.
Okay. Just maybe a few other things then, which have been in focus, right? And the capital market plays day before yesterday had a very large sort of move higher, and the brokers, etc., AMCs, RTAs like CAMS, anything you like here?
Prashant, if you see the BSE numbers that came out yesterday, overall they were extremely good, except for the fact that there was a significant amount of SDF contribution. Again, the management said that it would be more like a one-off and you will see it stabilizing. So this is one stock where you're seeing a quarter-on-quarter growth also in cash segment, and on the options part, the interesting aspect is that premium turnover is not actually going down much vis-a-vis the overall volume downtick. So this would be one stock that we would have a positive view on, and of course we like some of the asset management companies or wealth companies. I think discount broker, like Angel One and a couple of others. We don't have so much of positive view because I think we are a bit away from seeing a bit of a stability and revival in the derivative volume given the new norms. So we would stay away from those names even though they have corrected quite a lot.
Okay, all right. I wanted to ask you about one stock that has seen a correction from the top, but the numbers look rock solid. PG Electroplast. What's the view on that one?
Outstanding performance, Nigel. I think if you look at the quarterly performance, almost 100% growth in the profit, 80% growth in the top line, and most importantly, when you look at the management con call, I think they have upgraded the guidance for next year across the segment. So I think this would be one stock that we would have a very positive view on, though it's not cheap exactly. But you will find very few companies, where you see a very strong growth on a quarterly basis, and more importantly, the management sounding so positive for the next year.
Got that, Hemang. We'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much for joining us. Lots of stuff lined up here leading up to that RBI decision. So shorter conversation than usual. You have a good weekend. We'll see you again soon.